Now, so we are starting with section 149. Section 149 is our starting point for today's class. Section 149 to section 450 is the agenda for the 2.5 days class, and the last half day we will sit with IBC. So this is the agenda of the 3 days rapid revision class. I will go a bit fast because, as I told, it is called rapid revision. It is not even a crash course. It's a rapid revision. I'll go a bit fast, but if you have doubts, if you have conceptual doubts, if you have that, then you can raise your voice and you can tell. So we will start with section 149. See, section 149 is like, how many directors a company can have, minimum and maximum number of directors a company should have. Then those things and all we will be studying. Section 149 first. Private limited company, public limited company. Okay. So we have like 1% company, private limited company, public limited company. 1% company should have minimum 1 director and maximum they can have 15 directors. Private limited company minimum 2 directors and maximum 15 directors. Okay. Public limited company minimum 3 directors and maximum 15 directors. So 1% company, some people will have doubts. Sir, 1% company means only 1 director. No. Please understand, only 1 member, it's not 1 director. They can also have 15 directors. Then the next question is, sir, my company is very big. Can I increase the number of directors beyond 15? That is the next point. You can increase the number of directors beyond 15, but there are 2 things to be done. One is, your articles of association has to give permission for it. That is first point. Your articles of association has to give permission. Second point, you have to pass special resolution as per section 149 to increase the number of directors beyond how much? 15. Can you able to understand? So for appointing more than 15 directors, you need what? Special resolution. That is very important. MCQ will come. What resolution? MCQ will come. And for 2 companies, it is exempted. For section 8 companies, it is exempted. For government companies, it is exempted. That means for these 2 companies, they can have beyond 15 directors, no issue. So what are the things to be kept in mind? First point, they have to maximum have 15 directors, all the companies. If they want to exceed 15, they can, but they have to pass special resolution, they have to amend the articles. So what companies are exempted? Section 8 companies are exempted and government companies are exempted. Now, the next point is woman director. Okay, woman director. We will say woman director as section 149 subsection 1 proviso. I repeat, section 149 subsection 1 proviso is woman director. Woman director, for 2 category of companies, woman director is applicable. Listed company, yes, woman director is mandatory. Listed company, all the listed companies should have woman director. Public company, in case if their paid up capital is 100 crores or more, or turnover 300 crores or more. Public company having paid up capital 100 crores or more, or turnover 300 crores or more, then they need to have a woman director. Come on, everyone, please tell me which company, public limited, which category of company needs woman director? 100, 300. Please remember 100, 300. Because see, we'll be going through lot of this kind of provisions, like limits, turnover limits. That we can call as the threshold limits. So these are all very important. So in case the woman director vacated the office, she resigned, or she got some disqualification, etc. It has to be filled within 3 months or next board meeting, whichever is later. Sure short MCQ question or descriptive question may come from this point. Okay. So 3 months or next board meeting, whichever is later. Next. See the turnover definition, paid up capital definition and all, I don't want to enter. I will go to the next point actually. Now resident director. 149 subsection 3 is resident director. So we started with 149, minimum and maximum number of director. Then the next point is going beyond the maximum number. Then we studied woman director. Now we are going to touch resident director. Resident director, see, every company shall have at least 1 resident director. Every company shall have at least 1 resident director which is registered in India. Okay. Now, this resident means what? Income tax definition resident is not equal to Companies Act resident definition. Companies Act says if the person is going to stay more than 182 days in this year, he become resident director in this year itself. In income tax, if you stay in this year, then you will become resident in the next year. That means for the assessment year, okay, 21-22, you will be resident. Okay, if you stayed in the previous year, 2021. Okay, like that. But Companies Act says, for example, Surya comes from abroad or Bashir comes from abroad. Bashir may be an NRA because he is there in abroad for so many years. Now Bashir comes to India in the month of April 2020, and Bashir stays in India till the month of September 2020. Then Bashir becomes resident director in this year itself. Then Bashir, if we start a company, he can opt himself as a resident director. Can you able to understand? That is the important point to be noted here. Then we come to independent director. See, independent director, it is applicable only to listed company and the public companies. Okay. So listed company, which listed company? All listed companies. But public company, they have some threshold limits. Paid up capital 10 crores or more, turnover 100 crores or more, loans, debentures, deposits from public exceeding 50 crores. So paid up capital 10 crores, turnover 100 crores. See this loan point, you remember, it is exceeding 50 crores. It is not 50 crores or more, exceeding 50 crores. So if any one of the condition is satisfied, then the company has to appoint whom? Independent director. Now, the next point is how many independent directors has to be appointed? How many independent directors has to be appointed? See, for a listed company, you can see here one third of the directors shall be independent. Any fraction, round off to the next digit. But for a public company, two directors, two independent directors. So public company, it is different, and independent director, it means like no, listed company, it is different. For listed company, it is one third. For public company, it is two independent directors. Then the next point you should remember is this independent director, okay, when it is not required. For example, once a company has got a requirement, it is eternal requirement or not. For example, I am a public limited company. My turnover till last year it is 90 crore. My paid up capital is 7 crores or 8 crores only. My borrowings also is very less. Okay, it is less than 50 crores only. But this year turnover crossed. Last year it is 90 crores. This year it is 105 crores. But next few years also it is very less only. So applicability comes 1 year means whether it is eternally applicable, no. If continuously for next 3 years period, if this applicability is not there, this independent director provision has to be removed. That means one independent director, okay, it is not always applicable. That means if I want to appoint independent director, I know definitely my turnover crossed this because this year I got a sudden good order, but I am not expecting the same order means if you want to appoint independent director, you can appoint independent director for a period of 5 years, okay? But it is not necessary that always an independent director shall be appointed for a period of 5 years. It is not like auditors. Auditors means you have to appoint for a period of 5 years, but if the independent director, you can appoint less than 5 years also. So 3 years possibility is there. Can you able to understand? 3 years possibility is there. Now you should remember the second consequences. Sir, independent director is appointed. What is the maximum tenure at one stage? 5 years. Can we reappoint him? Yes, we can reappoint him. For how many maximum period? 5 years. Can I appoint him for less than 5 years? For the first tenure, original tenure? Yes, 3 years I can appoint. Can I reappoint him second time? Yes, by passing special resolution, I can reappoint the same independent director. Say, and I reappoint it for another 3 years. Now, 6 years got over, right? 6 years got over. Now, the independent director says, I am eligible for another 3 more, 4 more years also because totally 10 years I am eligible. That's what he is saying. That means 5 plus 5 as per the provision. But actually, the provision says 2 things. You can appoint independent director for 5 years and you can reappoint the independent director for another period of 5 years. But after completion of 2 consecutive terms, we should go for a cooling period of 3 years. Now, if in this case, independent director appoint for a period of 3 years, then reappoint for a period of 3 years. That means 2 consecutive periods over. Maybe the 10 years has not been served, but this 2 consecutive terms is over. So you should mandatorily go for cooling period. So it is not 5 plus 5. It is up to 5 plus up to 5, but 2 consecutive terms. That's what you should remember. It is very, very important, the 2 consecutive terms. Okay. Then, who is said to be independent? Very, very important. And there is an amendment also here. Sir, a person should have you should not be a promoter, you should not be relative of a promoter, you should not be KMP, you should not be relative of the KMP. These relatives can be employee, no issue, because employee means a normal employee only. They are not going to do anything. So just an employee only, no, they are not in a decision making thing. So his relatives can be there. So he should not be a promoter, his relative should not be a promoter. He should not be a KMP, his relative should not be a KMP of the company. He should not be employee immediately last 3 years. That means after employment, he can take a 3 years break and he can become independent director of the same company. Okay. His relative can be employee in the company, then he can become independent director, no issue. Okay. If you are auditor of the company, even though you are independent, you cannot make your partner or your employees as a independent director in the company. If you are auditor or chartered accountant, you cannot be independent director. Even though you have independence, you cannot be independent director or your partners, nor. But if you are legal consultant for the company, if you are legal counsel for the company, if your total turnover, okay, is not crossing 10% received from that company, that means if your company, your legal firm's turnover is 1 crore, the company is giving you only say 8 lakhs or 7 lakhs rupees, which is less than 10% of the total income for you. So your independence will not get affected. Hence, you can still be independent director. So for legal counsel, it is exempted now. See, for individuals, there are many points. Okay, now there is new extra things has been added here. If, for example, Surya is my relative, I want myself to be independent director in the company. Then how much shareholding me along with Surya can have? That is a new amendment thing. Okay. Maximum, see here, 50 lakhs or 2% of the paid-up capital. This is a new amendment. So what is the maximum value of shares we can have? 50 lakhs face value worth of share or 2% paid-up capital. How much we can be indebted to the company? Okay, how much? 50 lakhs. See here, 50 lakhs. 50 lakhs we can be indebted. Okay, in the last 2 years. Okay, relatives. Then guarantee also, they mentioned 50 lakhs. See, previously, this guarantee, okay, indebtedness and all, not there in the independent director section. It is there only in the auditors. They have now introduced, same like auditors, they have introduced here in the independent directors. Okay. Now, if I have a pecuniary relationship means monetary relationship. So I have some transaction with the company, some monetary transaction. What is the maximum limit? 2% I can have with the company in the previous years. Okay. Now, can a director in the company become independent director in future? Till last year, I am a non-executive director. Can I become independent director in the future? This is what the next question is. See, the pecuniary relationship other than remuneration, see, this is the very new amendment, not exceeding 10% of the total income. That means if I am a director, I am a non-executive director in the company. Okay, I am not a promoter director, I am a non-executive director in the company. I am receiving a lot of remuneration from some other areas. And out of my total remuneration, not even 10% I am receiving from this company as the remuneration. Because non-executive director and all, mostly they will get very less income from the company. Maybe sitting fees and all they will get. So my total income has not crossed those limits. So there is no issue. That's what the thing says. Can you able to understand? Now, I am a director previously in the company, but non-executive director. The person, me, I want to become independent director. Can I? Yes, you can. I am an employee of the company previously. Now I want to become independent director. Can I? 3 years afterwards, you can. Not immediately. I am auditor of the company. Can I become independent director? No. Can my relative become independent? No. Can you able to understand? See, there are various circumstances they can give in the MCQ and they can ask questions. Next. Sir, I am a chief executive officer, CEO of one NGO, non-profit organization, which receives major contributions from the company. Okay. And they are asking me to be independent director in their company. No, I should not go. Independence is affected. I am a CEO of the non-profit organization which receives major contribution, more than 25% from the company and the promoters, etc. Then I cannot go and join as an independent director in that company. Okay. Now, sir, for the independent director, there is something called Schedule 4 applicability. Schedule 4, which schedule? Companies Act has 7 schedules. No, Schedule 4 is independent director schedule. In that schedule, they mention professional misconduct, roles, duties, etc. And independent director has to separately meet at least one time. For example, if there are 2 independent directors in a company, or for a listed company, 1/3 independent directors are there. No, so this independent director have to separately have a meeting without involvement of other directors. They have to meet separately at least once in a year. This is very important. See here, Schedule 4 requires independent director shall at least have one meeting. Okay, because audit committee and all, they told 4 meetings they should have, but independent directors, they told only 1 meeting. Now coming to the remuneration part for the independent director, what is the remuneration the independent director will get? The independent director will get a sitting fees, okay, as per section 197. See, 197 does not limits or gives any specific sitting fees for the independent directors. It says any director should not get more than 1 lakh rupees sitting fees. So independent director up to 1 lakh he can get. Next point, independent director as well as woman director, please understand, independent director and woman director should not get less sitting fees compared to other directors. They should be given equal or they can give more, but they should not give less. Then reimbursement of expenses. Reimbursement of expenses they can have. Independent director can have reimbursement of expenses. So there is no profit involved, no, just reimbursement of to and fro conveyance expenses. Then profit linked commission. Please understand, profit linked commission means what? See, that overall maximum managerial remuneration 11% of the net profit. That's what the overall maximum remuneration. Out of which MD will be there, directors will be there, okay, promoter director will be there, non-executive director will be there, okay, independent director also will be there. So there is no specifically that no independent director will get to 2%, not like that. Overall maximum remuneration has not crossed how much? Overall maximum remuneration has not crossed 11%, including the independent. Understood? This is the next point. Sir, what is the tenure? Tenure I told you, no, up to 5 years if they are appointed. Then reappointment by passing special resolution another 5 years. Then after 2 consecutive period, we should go for a cooling period of 3 years. I have given an example also in the book. What is the liability for the independent director? Independent director is not liable for all activity. Independent director is not liable for all activity. Only if he has given his consent, this word is very important. Only if he has given consent and he is acted negligently, etc. Only then for those business he is liable. In case if there is a casual vacancy for the independent director, in case if the independent director resign, etc., the company has to fill the vacancy within, see, as per Schedule 4, if you see, it says within 3 months. But if you see the rules of chapter number 11, sub rule 4, it says 3 months or next board meeting, whichever is later. 3 months or next one. So, sir, what I should write? Please write 3 months or next board meeting, whichever is later. That you write. But the Schedule 4 has to be amended. Please understand that they will amend it, but you go by the rules. Okay. Now, very, very important amendment. Independent director, now they have to write proficiency test. Proficiency test conducted by Indian Institute of Corporate Affairs. There is a IICA, Indian Institute of Corporate Affairs. They are conducting the test. Okay, they have to pass this test. Okay, before April 20. All the existing independent director has to pass the test. And tomorrow, if anyone wants to become independent director and want to enroll themselves in the data bank, they have to pass this test. Then only, because I passed the test and I enrolled in the data bank. That's why I told this point. Okay. Now, next thing is section 150. Very, very small section. See, independent director, if you want to become, you should be empaneled in the data bank. Please see here, data bank. This data bank only, this IICA is now created. And there are like 5,000-6,000 independent director, they have enrolled them. Now, these people will get appointed in various companies. See, they will give one exemption also. Here you see, the test is exempted for the person served as a director or KMP for at least 10 years. For at least 10 years, okay, in a listed company or unlisted public company. Listed company or listed body corporate, unlisted public company having paid up capital 10 crores or more. So this point they may give it in the MCQ. This point, listed company, 10 years experience, or unlisted public company having paid up capital 10 crores or more, 10 years experience. If you are director in that company, then you can become independent director directly, okay, without writing the proficiency test. I hope you all understood section 149 and 150. Now we'll go to section 151. Small shareholders director. Small shareholder means a shareholder who is having a nominal value shares worth of 20,000 rupees or less face value. Face value how much? Okay, 20,000 rupees or less. Now, if the company is a listed company, which company? Listed company. Please understand, this is applicable only for listed company, not for public company. So if a public company which is listed only, then it is applicable. Please understand. Now, sir, it is not mandatory for the listed company to appoint small shareholder director. In case if the listed company, if they have 1,000 small shareholders, 1,000 or 1/10 have written one letter to the board of directors asking for, sir, we need one independent director to be acting as a small shareholder director. That means small shareholder director will have all the qualifications of an independent director who will safeguard and protect the interest of small shareholders. Please understand. 1,000 small shareholders are there, no, 1,000 or more small shareholders are there. If 1/10 or 1,000, okay, whichever is less, see here, 1/10, 100 small shareholder or 1/10, whichever is less. Okay, if they write to the company that they need one person to safeguard their interest, then the company has to appoint a small shareholder director. Understood? Now, sir, how many years this person will have a tenure? He can have a tenure of 3 years. Okay, but he will be non-rotational, and after 3 years also he cannot be reappointed. That's all, 3 years and over. Sir, after 3 years, can he be appointed as normal director? That's also not possible. Okay, he has to go out. Second thing, how many SSD position I can hold at the same time? One SSD can be SSD in 2 companies at the same time, not more than 2. And this 2 also, they should not be competing each other. So SSD can be SSD in 2 companies, and these 2 companies should not be competing each other. Can you understand? Now, next. So see here, more than 2 companies you should not do at the same time. This is not competing, not competing. Let's see here, not competing. Okay. Next. Next we will go to section 152. Okay. I hope you understood the half an hour, almost half an hour. We took 3 sections. 149. What is 149? Minimum maximum number of directors. Then 149 subsection 1 proviso woman director. 149 subsection 3 resident director. Then 149 subsection 4 to 6 is applicability of independent director. And all the other section or subsections are talking about independent directors. Who can be, what is this remuneration, tenure, etc. Then 150 we studied data bank. 151 we studied small shareholders director. Now we are in 152. Understood? 152. 152 is various number of directors. 152 has various sections. The very first section is first director. Just a second. Okay, so the first director, section 152, subsection 1 is first director. What is the first director? First director means a person who named himself in the articles of association as the first director. So in the company's articles of association, it is mentioned that this person, Christian, will become first director of the company, like that it is mentioned. Or number 2, sir, the articles of association failed to mention Christian as the first director. What else can be? If the company's memorandum, okay, go to the memorandum of association. Who is the subscriber to the memorandum? You see. Who is the subscriber to the memorandum? If you see. If the subscribers are individuals, then they'll become the deemed first director of the company. So first one, it is named in the article. Second one, subscribers to the memorandum if they are individuals. And the third one, what is the third one? Yes, sir. The subscribers of the companies are body corporates. A Limited and B Limited started C Limited. For C Limited, who is the first director? Go to the articles, see who is the first director. Articles not mentioned. Go to the memorandum, see the subscribers. They are all who? Body corporates. Body corporate cannot become director. So the members of C Limited, that is A Limited and B Limited, has to conduct a general meeting, and they have to appoint one person, okay, as the first director. They actually director should be 2 directors, no? So they need to have 2 directors. Please understand. See, this section, I will tell you. Today's scenario, it is very difficult to implement this section because for incorporation itself, they are asking digital signature of the directors. Okay, then only they are incorporating company. So this section practically it is impossible because starting itself you need to have a first director. Without that, they are not registering the company itself. Okay, this is point number 1. Be clear on it. Then we'll go to the second subsection, 152 subsection 2. If you see this section, it says every director has to be appointed by ordinary resolution in general meeting. That means if you want to appoint a director, he has to be appointed only by passing ordinary resolution in the general meeting. Okay. Then see, sir, section. Then, sir, additional director under ordinary resolution is not there. That is not specific section. Don't confuse with that. Normally, if you want to appoint a director, he has to go for ordinary resolution in the general meeting. Then, 122 subsection 3. If you want to become director, you should have DIN number. See, there is an amendment here. They told the DIN number which they having today may not be DIN number in future. Central government may say some other number as DIN number. I think they want to link Aadhaar number or PAN number with the DIN number. They will do it in the near future. If you are going to be appointed as a director, you should give 2 things to the company. First thing, you should give a declaration that you are not disqualified. So you are fit enough to become a director. So first thing, you are not disqualified. And second thing, you have to give the consent that you wish to become director. Okay, that means no one should force you to become director. You wish to become director on your own. Voluntarily you are coming. The consent is not applicable for Section 8 company as well as government company amendment. Please understand, the consent is not required for whom? Section 8 companies and government companies. Government companies. Then 152 6A. So I repeat 152 1 first director. 2 director shall be appointed in general meeting. 3 DIN number you should have. 4 declaration. 5 consent. 152 5 subsection we completed. Then we are going to 6A, rotation of directors. See, this rotation of directors applicable only to public company, not to private company. Not less than 2/3 of the total number of directors shall be retired by rotation. Not less than 2/3 of the total number of directors shall be retired by rotation. Out of the 2/3, okay, not less than 1/3 shall retire at every AGM in case the articles is silent. Articles can provide more than 1/3, but articles cannot reduce to 1/3. For example, if the company have 12 directors, out of the 12, 2/3 shall retire by rotation. That means 8 directors should be rotational directors and 4 directors can be non-rotational directors. Who are there in non-rotational directors? MD, nominee directors, whole-time directors, okay, tribunal directors. These directors will be in non-rotational wing and other directors should be in rotational wing. So 12 into 2/3 is 8. 8 directors shall go. That means retire by rotation. But all the 8 need not be retired at the same AGM. Okay, every AGM, all the 8 need not be retiring. Out of the 8, 1/3 shall retire. Okay, so 8 by 1/3, round off to the next digit. Okay, any fraction round off to the next digit, that has to be retired. So, for example, if 3 directors are retiring in this AGM, which 3 has to retire? Out of 8, which 3 has to retire? That's the question. Sir, out of 8, the first joined person, 3 people have to retire. If 4 people join at the same time, initially A, B, C, D, 4 directors have joined at the same time, then you can ask between A, B, C, D, hey, out of you 4, 3 people have to go. Who are going? Then they can mutually agree. If they are not agreeing, you have to write their name in paper and put it in a lot. So just shuffle it and take it. So like that only you can do. Come and tell me what are things you should do? 3 things actually. First is person having the longest period have to move for the rotation. Second, if more than 1/3 of people are having longer period, then you have to ask the mutual consent. Third, what is the third thing? Draw lots. Understood? So this is the procedure for retirement. All these retired directors are eligible for reappointment. Don't worry, they are eligible for reappointment. You have to just go out and ask yourself, then you can come in. That's all. This is the procedure. If in AGM, if they are passing ordinary resolution, they are appointing you, means you got appointed. That's all. Very simple. Under 152 subsection 2, directors will be they will be appointed by passing ordinary resolution in the general meeting. That's all. Very simple. Understood this point? Okay. Now, yeah, if you have any doubt, you can tell me.
Sir, in this rotational directors, 2/3 are rotational, 1/3 non-rotational, you told. In that 1/3, MD, whole-time director, manager are included.
Manager is not a director. Please don't do that. MD, whole-time director, nominee director, tribunal director, small shareholder director. Only these people.
Proportional representation.
Proportional representation quota, the entire section itself will not come. If section 163 proportional representative director, if it comes, the entire rotation director itself is not come. The concept itself is not come.
So just once repeat 1/3 who are all included, non-rotational.
MD, whole-time director, nominee, SSD.
Yeah. SSD nominee.
Tribunal SSD nominee.
Okay. And additional directors?
They will be in rotational, and out of 2/3 when you are calculating, no, see for example 2/3, 1/3, 2/3 is 8. Okay. Out of the 2/3, when you are calculating 1/3, additional has to be removed first. For example, out of 8 directors rotational, 1 is additional. So 8 minus 1, 7. 7 into 1/3 only that you have to calculate. Which person has to go out in the AGM?
Because anyway, additional director 10 years over.
Going out. No, so that person you should not include. So the second person when you are calculating, then you should exclude that.
Sir, what about independent director?
Independent director should not be coming into this entire thing also. For example, this company, I told you 12, I take an example, no? If the company has 15 directors and it's a public limited company, 15 directors they have. They are not listed company, they are public limited company with paid up capital 10 crores or more. So this company should have minimum 2 independent directors. Imagine this company is having 3 independent directors. So 15 minus 3 is equal to 12. From there only we have to calculate everything. Can you able to understand? Bashir?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
The independent director we should exclude from the total itself.
Okay.
Because I will tell you on simple logic. 1/3 shall be non-rotational director, correct?
Yes.
Independent director is also non-rotational director, correct?
Yes.
In a listed company, how many independent director will be there?
1/3.
1/3.
If 1/3 becomes independent director, then where you will accommodate MD? Where you will accommodate whole-time director? Can you able to understand? So there is 3 1/3. There are 3 1/3 in listed company. First 1/3 is independent director. So that's it. Then after excluding independent director, 2/3, 1/3. That 1/3 is non-rotational director. Then the 2/3 is there. No. From the 2/3 you can calculate another 1/3 for rotational director for this AGM. Can you able to understand?
Yeah.
So total director, then out of the total, 1/3 will become independent director. Okay. Then total minus independent director is the revised total. Calculate 2/3, 1/3 from the revised. In that 1/3 will be non-rotational director, MD, whole-time director, nominee director, etc. will be there. In the 2/3, all other directors will be there. From the 2/3, you calculate 1/3 for the retirement. That's all. This is the situation. See, I told you, this is rapid revision. This is not normal classes. If it is rapid revision, if you have to spend very, very basic things. If you are spending so much things here, then we are going to miss out something or we have to extend the class timing. That is the big difference. Okay, now, see, there is no point. You can ask questions, but you should not ask very, very silly questions. No issue. Now, we'll go to the next section. Section 122(6)(e). Reappointing the retired directors. I told you, all the retired directors, they are eligible for the reappointment. So you can reappoint the retired director. 122(6)(e) is what? Reappointment of the retirement director. So the person who went out, he can offer himself for reappointment and you are reappointing him. Then the next section is automatic reappointment. 122(7)(a). 122(7)(a). 7A, 7B talks about automatic reappointment. See, the person who is getting retired, he will offer himself for reappointment. But the meeting is getting keep on adjourning. The meeting is keep on adjourning for some other reason, for want of quorum or something else. If the meeting got adjourned, this person who offer himself for reappointment, he will get automatically reappointed. That is the point. He will get automatically reappointed, provided there is no disqualification for him. There is willingness for him to get appointed as a director, and his resolution is not put and lost in the meeting. His resolution is not put and lost. So if this person is not disqualified, he is willing to come, then his resolution is not put and lost, and he is not required to get a specific resolution to become a director. I'll tell you what is the point here. A resolution, whether a special or ordinary, is required under this. So what does this point mean? See, if a person who is appointed as a casual vacancy director, a person who is appointed, for example, Bashir was the original director, and Bashir resigned or something, and we appointed Vigneshwaran as a casual vacancy director. Now, on the tenure gets over, after the tenure gets over, whether Vigneshwaran has to come through 160 and 152 route. This is one thing. That means he has to deposit 1 lakh rupees and he should stand in the election, comes like that. Yes, you have to pass resolution. He is not a normal retiring director, can offer himself for reappointment. No, his tenure got over because he is an emergency director. His tenure got over. He just offered himself for an appointment of director, and it is not called reappointment. Please understand, it is not reappointment, it is appointment. Additional director joined the company, okay, in between, and AGM gets over. Okay, this person has to come. Okay, in the AGM, he has to retire and come as a normal person who offering himself as a director. Now, a specific resolution has to be passed for appointment. He cannot claim automatic reappointment. Please understand, he cannot claim automatic. That's what I'm saying. A specific resolution, if it is needed, that person and all cannot claim automatic reappointment. Okay, then he should not have got this appointment under section 162. So when I'm going to tell 162, I will tell you what it is. Understood? So section 162, if he got appointed, he cannot come, okay, and claim automatic reappointment. This is this section, section 152, 7A, 7B. So 7A, 7B talks about automatic reappointment. 7B specifically says what? 7B specifically says, for these reasons and all, we will not appoint automatically. Then only if this reason is given, you will be appointed automatically. For unwillingness, okay, then you are not disqualified. You have not given us your unwillingness. You are not disqualified. Resolution is not required. All those things. Understood? Okay. So as of now, we have completed 149, 150, 151, 152. 4 sections we completed. Just if you have book, you just go, just turn the pages. I will give you 2 minutes time. If you have any doubts, you can come back. 2 minutes time to just go through it. Hope you all gone through. This Galaxy tab, whose name it is actually, can you unmute on yourself and talk? Because my control is actually name. Suddenly there is one person called Galaxy tab.
Jeronimo, sir.
Jeronimo. Okay. Okay, you can mute yourself. Jeronimo. Now, can we proceed? Vigneshwaran, can we proceed? Hello, Vigneshwaran,
Sir?
can we proceed?
Yes, sir.
Section 153. See, sir, you told under section 152 subsection 3 that every director should hold one DIN number to become a director. So we have to apply for the DIN, correct? See, if you want to become a director, you should have a DIN number, then you have to apply for DIN. Application for DIN is under DIR 3 form with a declaration of DIR 4 under section 153. So a person can apply for DIN under section 153 and he can get the DIN under section 154. Central government will allot DIN. Central government will allot DIN under section 154. Please see here. So, and every year you have to file something called KYC, DIR KYC. You have to file every year before September. Now they have two KYC. One is DIR 3 KYC form, ROC form, or web-based link KYC, which is OTP generated KYC. They may ask all these things in 1 mark. Within what time DIR KYC has to be filed? Every year, every director has to file this, and he has to update his KYC every year. You can ask me, sir, KYC will not get changed every year. No, sir. Same name, same PAN, same date of birth. There is no change. If at all there is a change, you should mention the change. If not, there is no change and you have to type it. That's all. If you are not doing it, your DIN will be blocked. That is the draconian thing. Every year, if you are not updating your KYC, see, it is only a 2 minutes process. If you are not doing that, your DIN will be blocked. And if you are crossing 30th September, then 5,000 rupees penalty they will impose. See, due to COVID now, there is no penalty and all, but normally I'm telling. Then prohibition to obtain more than one identification number, that DIN. So if you are having DIN, you can have only one DIN. You cannot have more than one DIN. If you are having more than one DIN, you please surrender. Okay, DIR 5 form is there to surrender the DIN number, etc. Then DIR means like next 156. Sir, once I get the DIN number, I should intimate the company. Okay, that's all. This is nothing big. 156 is not a very big thing, but the date is very important. Within 1 month, sir, why it is mentioned that a director should intimate his DIN number within 1 month to the company? Without DIN number, you cannot even become a director. Then what does this director have to intimate within 1 month? See, the declaration what you are giving under section 152 subsection 4 will specifically have DIN number. Consent letter also, consent letter is DIR 2, that is the consent letter, that also will have DIN number. That means if you are properly having DIN and becoming director, all those things will come. But if you become a deemed director, then you will not be having DIN, but you will become a director. Then you have to apply for DIN and you have to obtain the DIN. Once you obtain the DIN, you have to give to the company, and company will file DIR 2 with the ROC. Sorry, DIR 12 they will file with the ROC within 15 days. Here, see, company has to inform director identification number to the registrar. See here, 15 days is there. So director to company it is 30 days. Company to ROC it is 15 days. Section 152 talks about various types of directors. Section 153 talks about application of DIN. 154 allotment of DIN. 155 one director one DIN. 156 director has to intimate to the company. 157 company has to intimate to ROC. Understood? Then 158 obligation to quote the DIN. Every director, whenever he is signing as a director on behalf of the company, he has to mention his DIN number. Every director, whenever he is signing on behalf of the company, he has to mention his DIN number. Like whenever the auditor signs, no, he mentions the membership number. Same way, director has to mention is DIN number. Understood? Then punishment for contravention. What is the punishment for contravention? If the person who contravened the DIN provisions previously he was even having an imprisonment penalty of 6 months, but now after amendment 2019, the imprisonment has been omitted and it is only 50,000 rupees fine and 500 rupees per day for default. That's all. See, I recommend, please don't remember this fines and all. You will get frustrated because so many fines are there in the Companies Act, and before amendment, after amendment also there. So I don't encourage you to remember this fines, etc. Okay. So penalties, fines and all, you need not remember. Now section 160. Okay. Now this 153 to 159 I completed. Hariharan, any questions you have, or I can proceed?
Yes, sir. Sir, this fine, what will happen if they ask in MCQ, sir? I mean, is the
SEBI, FEMA fines will be asked. Companies Act fines, they will not ask.
okay, sir. Okay.
We people are thinking is, we people, some of your seniors or you yourself, when you have written your previous examination, fines, penalties would have been asked. What fines, penalties they are asking? PMLA, FEMA, SEBI, only from these areas they are asking. 99% they are not asking from the Companies Act, because Companies Act, every single section has a penalty.
Correct.
FEMA, SEBI and all, only certain section has the penalty. See, for example, SEBI, if you take brokers fines, okay, 1 lakh to 1 crore, 5 times of the profit booked, okay, or 3 times of the profit booked, 20 crores. There are only 5-6 fines. In
Right.
FEMA, we have like only 2 fines or 3 fines. Okay, so they will ask fines from those at PMLA up to 10 years, up to 7 years, they will ask. But Companies Act, because every section has a penalty.
Correct.
200
Correct.
penalties you have to read it, if at all.
Correct.
They will not ask that. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Thank you.
Then Surya.
Yes, sir.
Okay, understood till now.
Clear, sir.
Okay, so what is section 149, Surya?
149 Board of Directors, minimum,
Minimum,
maximum directors, resident director, woman director.
Very good. Then after woman director,
After woman.
independent director. That's independent director.
Independent director, current year 182 days India
Hey,
not less than.
President Director.
Surya, confuse avada.
Sorry, sir.
Independent director வந்து listed, unlisted public. Listed na unlisted public na 2.
Correct.
Unlisted public, which company which needs paid up capital 10 crores, turnover 100 crores, loans borrowing 50 crores.
Exceeding 50 crores, sir.
So what is 150?
Sir?
150.
150 on the data bank, data bank. 151 SSD, sir. Small shareholders. 152 1. Correct, strike out, sorry. Sir?
First director, 152.
152 2 appointment of director, sir.
Yeah, 152 3.
152 3 DIN, sir. Director identification numbers.
152 4.
154.
Declaration.
155 prohibition. 154. Okay, sir.
152 4.
152 subsection 4.
Declaration. 152 subsection 5 on the consent.
Okay, sir.
Okay, 6A.
150.
6A. Rotation. 6E reappointment. 7 automatic reappointment.
Okay, sir. Note panna, sir.
Yeah. Then Zakir.
சார் சொல்லுங்க சார்.
153.
153 DIN சார், டைரக்டர் ஐடென்டிஃபிகேஷன்.
154.
Obligation to
allotment of DIN. 155.
allotment. Sir?
155.
151 வந்து SSD சார்.
Hey, 155 டா.
Obligation office.
அடப்படா. ஏய் நீ வந்து இது வரைக்கும் லாவே படிச்சது இல்லடா. First time you are studying law, I think so, and you are coming to the circuit revision. Srinivasan.
இல்ல சார், இது 153 ல இருந்து 159 இது லாஸ்டா படிச்சிக்கலாம்.
Srinivasan.
Hello.
Yeah. Srinivasan. Saya Avinash.
Sir.
Saya Avinash, can you able to hear?
Sir, yes, sir.
Yeah, what is 153?
153 application for allotment of DIN, sir. 54 allotment of DIN.
155.
155 prohibition to obtain more than one DIN.
One director, one DIN. Okay,
No
156.
Director to intimate director's identification.
Yeah, identification number to the company. 157.
Company to inform to registrar within 15 days. About the DIN, sir.
158 is means like obligation to quote the DIN. 159 is a punishment. Understood? Okay, we will go to the next few sections.
Sir, here you told one deemed director concept.
Yeah.
Actually, how it's applicable deemed director? Because it either general meeting will appoint or article, or it should be through that mode only. Director.
Yeah. See, in case, if you become Bashir becomes the deemed director, your company there is no other person to take care, and you become a deemed director. Connect 151.1, 152.1, 152.1 you connect. 152.1 la in general meeting they may appoint one person as a deemed director, correct?
Okay.
So if Bashir becomes the deemed director, but Bashir may not have DIN immediately. So Bashir will become a director first, and he will take the DIN, then he will give to the company, and company will file it with the ROC. There are cases, okay, where, for example, two companies got striked off. Sorry, yeah, some companies are in your company, two directors got disqualified. Bashir is working in a company, in an Indian company. There are two directors, and Bashir is the chief executive officer, but he is not a director. And there is one more person also, okay, Ram Lal, there is one person. If the existing two directors got disqualified, and for filing annual accounts, etc., they are asking ROC to appoint Bashir and Ram Lal to be a director. So they will become director immediately without DIN number. But official records, if the DIR 12 has to be filed, Bashir should get DIN number. For that process, the deemed director you have to understand. So you become director first, but then you are asking the DIN number from the central government. Central government will giving you the DIN number. Then you are filing it with the ROC. Can you able to understand?
So even in that case also ordinary resolution at the AGM is required to appoint.
No. See, in that case it is totally different. That case, see, each case normal director appointment is ordinary resolution. 152. We will study at 161. There are various directors where they will be appointed by board resolution itself. Ordinary resolution are not required.
Okay.
Can you able to understand? Just by passing board resolution, we can appoint directors. But there are some circumstances where various types of directors will be appointed.
Hello, sir. Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, if a lady is appointed as an independent director,
She
would
can
it
be
satisfy both the conditions of women directorship and independent directorship? Sir, hello.
She will be considered as a woman director also and independent director also.
Okay, sir.
See, nowadays listed companies they are appointing woman independent director and they are satisfying two conditions under stretch. Okay, now. So any other person having doubt? Can we move to the next section? Okay. Section 160. Right of a person other than retiring director to stand in the directorship. See, if Surya wants to become director in Reliance company, what Surya has to do? Surya may be a shareholder, Surya may not be shareholder. If he is a shareholder, then he will propose himself to become director. you will ask the board of directors to consider this name. Point number 2, if Surya is not a shareholder, then some other shareholder has to propose Surya. Okay, that I want Surya's name also to be included in the name list for the election. This letter should reach the company at least 14 days before general meeting. This letter should accompany with 1 lakh rupees deposit. This 1 lakh rupees will be refunded to Surya if he got appointed as a director, or if he got more than certain percentage vote in his favor. That percentage is called 25%. So what are conditions to be mentioned? One, this letter of intending myself or some other person to become director, this has to be reached before 14 days of the election, or means like no meeting, along with 1 lakh rupees deposit. Okay, this 1 lakh rupees will be refunded in case if you got elected, or you get how much percentage of vote? More than 25% of the vote. If you are getting less than 25% of the vote, then board has 2 options. Board may refund, board may not refund. But if you get more than 25%, they have to refund. This 1 lakh rupees condition and all is not applicable to private limited company, it's applicable only to public limited company. This deposit and all is not applicable to Section 8 company, government company, shares held by government. Okay, then, so this is 160. So if you are not a retiring director, if you are not, that means you are not retiring under Section 152(6). You are a director, either you may be additional director or casual vacancy director. Those directors are not called as retiring directors. Additional director, casual vacancy director are called as retiring directors. They have to come like a normal third person, like Surya. Surya is a third person who never got any directorship in the Reliance Industries. But Srinivas was additional director in Reliance Industries. Now Srinivas is the position got vacant because of the AGM. He is now standing in the election like Surya. Srinivas to Surya, there is a difference. Surya first time standing in the directorship. Srinivas, he was not elected by the shareholder, but for emergency purpose, director themselves appointed Srinivas. But he cannot claim automatic reappointment. He has to stand in the election, then 160 route he has to join, 152 they have to pass ordinary resolution, then only Srinivas can be appointed as well as Surya can be appointed. Can you able to understand? Next. See, after the Amendment Act 2017, independent director need not bring in the 1 lakh rupees deposit, as well as any other person who is nominated by the Nomination Remuneration Committee. Under Section 178, we will be studying on committee, Nomination Remuneration Committee. So, independent director as well as the director recommended by the Nomination Remuneration Committee, these people and all, they need not bring that 1 lakh rupees deposit. Understood? Okay. We'll go to the next section, 161. See, 161 has 4 subsections. 161(1), appointment of additional director. 161(1), appointment of additional director. When an additional director will be appointed? Emergency situation, existing company, directors not enough to manage the business, or existing director, he resigned or he got casual vacancy something. So in those scenarios and all, we will appoint an additional director. Additional director, first they have to authorize with the Articles of Association. Articles of Association has to authorize. Second point, additional director can be appointed by only board, it cannot be appointed by general meeting. So board of director has to pass a board resolution. That board resolution can either be in the board meeting or by passing circular resolution. Please understand, there are so many points you should keep remembering. Articles, board resolution, but it can be in circular meeting or board meeting, no issue. Which person can be appointed and which person cannot be appointed as additional director? For example, Surya, who stood in the election by paying 1 lakh rupees deposit, if shareholder have not appointed him, he got failed, okay, to get appointed. But Surya know the existing director of the company, Reliance Industry. Surya know those people. Now Surya, since he is a friend of those people, Surya is asking, hey, can I be appointed as additional director using your power? So board of directors, by passing board resolution, can appoint Surya as additional director? No, that is a question mark. Now the answer is, Board of director can appoint any person as additional director, but they should not appoint a person who failed to get appointed in the ordinary resolution in the AGM. So Surya, if he failed to get appointed in the AGM, he cannot become additional director. This is first point. Second point, if some other director, Saronima is a director in the company, previously Saronima was a director, but shareholder, by passing ordinary resolution, they removed Saronima from the company. Okay, she is not fit for doing directorship in the company, they removed. That person using under section 161.1, using the influence, directors, other friends are, her friends only directors in the company. Aishwarya Lakshmi, Divya, Padma, they are only directors in the company. So Saranima is asking, hey, I've been thrown out by the shareholders. Use your powers. Let me come in as additional director. So she is not going in a normal route under section 160, 152. No, she is coming under section 161.1. So this is not possible. So board of directors shall not appoint a person who failed to get appointed in the resolution by the ordinary resolution in the general meeting, nor the person who got removed by the shareholders. Can you able to understand? Now, what is the tenure for the additional director? The tenure for the additional director is from the appointment till the commencement of the AGM, till the commencement of the AGM or the last date on which AGM ought to have been held. Means what? Sir, if the AGM is going to happen on 30th July 2020, or say 31st July 2020, or say 15th September 2020. Now, if the AGM is commencing on these dates, the additional director has to vacate the office. So, from the appointment date till the AGM commencement. If the AGM is not getting commenced, for example, in 2020, we all know there is a specific provision of extension of AGM granted by ROC. 3 months flat extension has been given. Previously, before 30th September, you have to conduct AGM. So, for example, in 2019, if the additional director got appointed, even if the AGM is not happened, what is the last date on which AGM should have happened? 30th September, right? So, Saronima, if she got appointed as additional director by the board of directors, she has to vacate the office, even though AGM is not happened. Okay, she has to vacate on 30th September. Exact on 30th September, she has to vacate the office, even though AGM not happened. Can you able to understand? Last date on which AGM should have happened. But in this situation, in the COVID time situation, ROC says flat 3 months extension for conducting AGM. So 30th September is not applicable today this year. Instead, 31st December is going to be applicable. But in case if the company is going to conduct the AGM before that date, then Saranima has to vacate from that date. Can you able to understand? So commencement of AGM or AGM ought to have been held, whichever is earlier. So I think I completed 161.1. Now we will go to 161.2. Appointment of alternate director. See, board of director, by passing board resolution, as I told you, it can be either circular resolution or by board meeting. Board meeting means there are two options. Please understand. Appointment, there are two options. Board meeting, circular resolution. Board meeting, there are two options. Physical meeting, video conferencing. Can you able to understand? So they can be doing in any way, no issue. Video conferencing also you can appoint. Physical meeting also you can appoint. Circular resolution also you can appoint. No issue. Even additional director as well as alternate director. Which person can be appointed as alternate director? That person should not be existing director in the company. That means if I want to appoint Surya as alternate director, Surya should not be director in the company. Surya should be a normal person who is eligible to become director with his consent, declaration, etc. We will appoint him as a director. When opportunity for Surya will come, in case the existing director, say Vigneshwaran, went out of India, he went abroad and not expected to return for a period of minimum 3 months. So a person went abroad and not expected to return for a period of 3 months, then board of director will appoint one director called alternate director. Please understand, he is not proxy. Surya is not proxy for Vignesh. Surya is a totally different director. So Vignesh relatives are not Surya's relatives. Vignesh related party transactions are not Surya's related party transaction. Please understand. He is not a proxy for them. He is a totally different person. See, we need count, right? See, for example, check signatures, doing business, etc. We need people. That is the reason we appointed Surya. But what is the tenure for Surya till Vignesh reaches India? Or Vignesh tenure, whichever is earlier. So Surya, we will tell Surya, hey Surya, you are director. You are totally a different person. You are having all the powers of a director. But the limitation is only your tenure. Okay, you can do all the activities as a director, but once Vignesh reaches India, you have to vacate the office. Or Vignesh, okay, please understand, Vignesh is going to get retired in the AGM. Means Surya has to retire in the AGM. Please understand. If Vignesh is retiring in the AGM, Surya is also retiring in the AGM. If Vignesh got reappointed in the AGM, because Vignesh is in the 1/3 position. Please understand, Vignesh is in the 1/3 of the ABC. Those people are 1/3. So Vignesh is going out in the retirement. If Vignesh is retiring, then Surya should also retire. First point. Vignesh got reappointed under section 126. Whether Surya will also get reappointment under section 126, that is a question mark. Can you able to understand? That is a question mark. Answer is Surya will not get automatic reappointment because Vignesh got appointed. Now board of directors again they have to pass a board resolution to appoint Surya as an alternate director again. Sir, additional director you told only one time he can become additional director. Second time he cannot become additional director. Why? Because my additional director tenure will get over in the AGM. In the AGM, if I fail to get normal appointment, I cannot become additional director once again. But alternate director Vignesh went abroad in the month of say August 2020, and Vignesh is not going to get back to India before December 2020. Now on 1st September, we appointed Surya as alternate director. 30th September, Vignesh is getting retired. His tenure is getting over. Surya will also get retired. 30th September, we are appointing Vignesh by passing ordinary resolution under section 126 reappointment. Surya will not get reappointment. After September, on 1st October or sometime, board of directors have to meet and appoint again Surya as alternate director. This is possible. Okay, now Surya should not be existing director. See, previously what happened? Previously, before the amendment, one person will have two votes. For example, existing person, Saronima, there is one lady who is a director. Vignesh is also a director. Okay. Then Sai Avinash is also a director. There are three directors. Vignesh, Saronima, Sai Avinash. Now, Vignesh went abroad. Saronima will appoint as an alternate director for Vignesh. So she will be having two votes. As a normal director, she will have one vote. As an alternate director, she will have another vote. Now it is not possible. One director, only one vote. So Saronima cannot become alternate director for the company. Next. So tenure we studied, etc. and everything we studied. Now, sir, additional director you told AGM or general meeting cannot appoint additional director. But alternate director, general meeting can also appoint alternate director. Additional director only board resolution. But alternate director, it can be either board resolution or even general meeting can appoint an alternate director. Next we will go to 161.3. Nominee director. See, if articles of association allows a person can become nominee director. If articles of association allows a person can become nominee director, what are the things to be kept in mind? The share of the company should be held by central government, state government, or if the company or banking company has given any loan, through the agreement they can have a nominee director. That means SBI has given a loan to a company. SBI will say, I have given 1,000 crore loan to you. I want to appoint one nominee director in your board. Yes, by an agreement. That's what so either a government holds shares, they can appoint nominee director, or if institution by an agreement, they can have a nominee director. This person will hold 3 years. So what is the tenure for the nominee director? 3 years. Okay, non-rotational. He cannot be even removed. And disqualification for non-filing and all is not applicable for the nominee director.
Sir, Surya, sir. One doubt, sir. ஆல்டர்னேட் டைரக்டர் இருக்காங்கல்ல சார், அவங்க வந்து ஆக்டிங் யாரோ ஆப்சன்ஸ் ஆஃப் இல்லை அப்ராட் போயிருந்தாங்க, அவங்களுக்கு பதிலாக ஆக்ட் பண்ணுவாங்க. கரெக்டுங்களா சார்? அந்த ஃபாரின் போறவங்க எதுனா டைம் லிமிட், எதுனா ப்ரிஸ்கிரைப் டைம் லிமிட்ஸ் எதுனா இருக்கா சார்?
If Vignesh is going to foreign, Vignesh should be telling the company that I am not expect myself to return within 3 months.
ஓகே
In this case, only Surya can be even considered to be alternate director for Vignesh.
ஓகே சார். ஸோ அந்த 3 monthsன்றது ஒரு ப்ரொவிஷன் மாதிரி.
Tell that I will not come back to India at least for a period of 3 months.
ஓகே சார்.
See, for example, Vignesh is going for just a vacation of 1 week, then there is no option for the company to appoint Surya as alternate director.
ஓகே சார்.
Okay?
ஓகே சார், தேங்க்யூ.
Now 161(4) casual vacancy director. So when a person can be appointed as a casual vacancy director, when casual vacancy will arise? See, first amendment is previously this point is applicable only to public company. Now this point is applicable to all the companies. It's not restricted to public companies. It's applicable to all the companies. So, in case if a person, say for example, Vignesh got appointed in the general meeting. Vignesh got appointed in the general meeting under section 152(2). Normal ordinary resolution pass panni he got appointed. Now in Vignesh, if he is resigning, okay, or he got disqualified or anything, Vignesh position got vacant. This position is created by the shareholders by passing ordinary resolution. So one person who is appointed by passing ordinary resolution by the shareholders, if that position becomes vacant, then board of directors can fill the vacancy. Now Vignesh vacancy can be filled by the board of directors by using Surya. So Surya will be appointed as a casual vacancy director in the place of Vignesh. Surya will hold the tenure of Vignesh. Surya will hold the tenure of Vignesh. For example, Vignesh is not required to retire at this AGM, means Surya need not be retiring at this AGM. Why Vignesh need not be retired at this AGM? Because as per the rotation rule, last year only he got retired, he got reappointed. So this year he not retire, some other people only will retire. And since Vignesh is not liable to retire, his place has become vacant and Surya got appointed in this place and he need not retire by rotation. Can you able to understand? He need not retire in this AGM. Now there is one more amendment. See, previously the board, once they appointed Surya, he will continue to hold the office till Vignesh tenure. But today it is not that case. Surya has to get ratified in the general meeting. In the next general meeting, Surya has to be ratified. Previously, what board used to do? They will appoint one person, even the shareholders may not liking that person will be there in the company. But today, only if the shareholder likes that person, he can be in the company. Otherwise, he cannot be in the company. Can you able to understand Surya? So, for example, Surya, shareholder didn't like, then Surya will be thrown out and they will appoint some other person as a director, casual vacancy director. Understood? What is the tenure of Surya? Tenure up to the date of Vignesh tenure. Okay. So you can be director. See, today, this is a very new point because casual vacancy auditor, this point were there previously. That means it should be ratified by the shareholders within 3 months. I mean, we will be telling. Today, the same point, almost a similar point, they told he has to be approved in the next general meeting. It is a very good point they have introduced. See, sir, casual vacancy director to be filled within how many months? There is no specific, because for independent director, woman director, we studied 3 months or next board meeting, whichever is later we studied. For normal director, this is not mentioned like that. For only independent director, woman director, they mentioned like that.
Sir, director not approved by general meeting can be continued as a alternative director by board. If not approved by the general meeting, and same person can be continue as a director as an alternate.
Please understand, alternate director means that the original director should be there. Vignesh should be there.
No, sorry, not alternative, additional director.
Additional director we can appoint, no issue.
Oh, same person, even if general meeting not approved.
One second. See, the board has two options. Either they can appoint Surya as the additional director or alternate or casual vacancy director. Casual vacancy director means what is the advantage? He need not retire. He need not retire and offer himself for reappointment, because last year only Vignesh retired. This year he need not retire. So the place of Vignesh has become vacant, and Surya, if he joins this place, he need not retire at this AGM. Only thing is shareholder has to accept appointment of Surya in the place of Vignesh. That's all.
Okay. Okay.
That is the advantage of Surya. He need not retire and get reappointed.
Mhm.
Okay. See, for example, if Surya resigned, imagine shareholder accepted Surya's appointment. Surya resigned, what he will do? Bashir, can you able to hear?
Yes.
Vignesh got appointed by passing order resolution. In his place, after it's becoming vacant, due to some reason, Surya got appointed by the directors and ratified by the shareholders. But Surya resigned the office. Now again it becomes vacant. Now I want to fill it with Srinivasan.
Okay.
Now, what resolution I have to pass and which section is applicable for this?
161.4. Kashyap.
One, not 161.4.
Addition.
Because Surya's place become vacant. Surya is appointed by board of directors and not by shareholders.
Okay.
Okay, so I have to appoint additional director 161.1 and not 161.4.
Okay.
Understood?
Yes.
Surya is 161.4.
Okay.
Vignesh is 152.2. For 152.2, you can use 161.4.
Okay.
161.4, you have to use only 161.1 and not 161.4 again.
Okay. Yes.
Okay? Done.
Yes.
Okay, I will give you a short 3 minutes break or 5 minutes break. Okay, for natural calls, drinking water, etc. Okay, we will again resume. Now time is 11:23. We will again start by 11:27. Okay, 11:27 we will again start. You can have a look at whatever we completed, or you can go to toilet or have a tea and come, etc.